Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video, I'm going to be talking about future plans for the Miata. So I know I was kind of iffy about modding this thing in the beginning, but over the last probably week or two, I've been going online looking up, mods you could do to your Miata, and there is a lot of stuff you could do to that thing. And honestly, I'm gonna be in trouble. It's gonna be another money pit for sure. So yeah, we do have a lot of plans for the Miata. Now another thing I wanted to talk about real quick is I did officially change the channel name. Now it's Kai's Garage. I was gonna do Kyle's Garage. I might end up changing it to Kyle's Garage eventually, but I think Kai's Garage, I like it because some people sometimes call me Kai, just for a little nickname. So the garage will definitely stay the same, but Kai's might change to Kyle's Garage eventually. But I like Kai's Garage, so we'll see how it goes, and I might just end up keeping it forever. With that said, let's go out here, let's go ahead and wash the Miata. It's been probably, 2-3 weeks since I've actually washed it. I've just been so busy. I washed the 370 the other day, but, now I have some motivation to actually wash the Miata and get it looking nice. Alright guys, so here we are in the Miata. I was kind of getting the camera set up, but this is my first time doing a video inside the Miata, so this is pretty cool. And yeah, I probably need to get some sort of mount because it's kind of just set up on this weird piece of paper. But anyways guys, let's go ahead and start going over some of these mods. I have a picture here on my iPad from my iPhone with all the mods that I wrote down that I want to do. Let me just go ahead and start off by saying I am kind of building this car just for canyon runs and going around corners and stuff like that. It's definitely not going to be fast in a straight line. That's not really my goal. I just want it to handle well in the canyons and stuff like that, because I do enjoy that. I tried doing that with Integra, but then I started boosting the motor and it kind of just became a straight line car, and it was fun, but I kind of want to take this build in a different direction. Let's just go ahead and start off with the first thing here, which is obviously what a lot of people do, and that is wheels, tires, and suspension. So I do want to get a nice set of wheels for this thing. They have the stock ones right now. I believe these are stock. So give me some ideas of wheels that look good on this thing. I think I saw some, I don't know if it was called Summit Racing, but there was actually some really cool ones that a lot of people put on their Miatas, and they look really nice. So I'm definitely going to do some research on wheels. Now suspension, I don't know too much about it, but I do want to get some sort of coilover system. I don't want to spend like a super crazy amount of money, but I don't want to cheap out either. I want to get something in the middle that performs well and it's just not too expensive. And then obviously to pair that, I do want to get some sort of tires that really grip the road nicely. So give me some suggestions on wheels and suspension if you guys have a Miata, or if you guys know of any that would look good on this thing. Now I kind of wish I did keep my Koenig dial-ins from my Integra, because those do look pretty darn good on this thing too, but I actually sold them sadly. But anyways, moving on into the next thing here is a MB2 front bumper. Now I've seen a lot of people do this conversion on their Miatas, and I think it looks a lot better in my opinion, especially when they put the MB2 front bumper with the headlights and they also put a splitter on it. I think it gives the front of the car a really kind of more mean look than it is right now. So I do prefer that, and I'm definitely going to keep my eyes out for that. I know it's kind of an expensive conversion, but I'm definitely going to keep my eyes peeled and see if I could get, something kind of cheap. Maybe something with some scratches on the front bumper, because I do plan on eventually painting this whole thing, but we'll get down to that later in this list. But yeah, the MB2 front bumper definitely does look really cool, and I think it looks even better when you put a splitter on it with a lip. Now moving on to the next thing is I want to get some sort of aftermarket hood. I like the hood on this, but I have seen some pretty cool ones where they're kind of slightly vented, like some small vents on the side, or maybe even just get like some sort of carbon fiber hood but just some sort of aftermarket hood. Now moving on into the next thing here is a hardtop. Now I really do love the convertible, and I've never actually known this. I didn't do too much research, and I was wondering if somebody could answer this for me. Is the actual hardtop that you could put on this thing, can you take it off whenever? Like, does it clip on in the back and the front, or is it kind of like bolted on and you have to unscrew it to take it off? I don't really know. Haven't done too much research, but it definitely does give the car a nice new look to it. Again, kind of an expensive mod, but definitely something I do plan to do. So now on to the next one. I do want to get either a style bar or a full roll cage. Now, the only reason I would get a full roll cage installed in this thing is if I was really getting into it and I was hitting like the canyons like every weekend, or if I was even taking it to the track every weekend. Now, I don't know any tracks really in my area. I know there's a couple, but you kind of do have to drive like 45 minutes to an hour. So I don't know how often I would do that. I would probably mainly be running it in the canyons. Alright guys, so we had to move inside. It's just too darn hot inside, to be honest. Literally the phone overheated. I recorded this whole video and I was sitting there talking to the camera for probably 10 minutes and it wasn't recording at all. So we're just going to continue in the garage so we don't have to worry about anything, and it's a lot more relaxing in here. Now moving on to a simple mod here, guys, is a short shifter. Now my problem that I'm having is if I look it up on eBay, Amazon, just even on Google, it's really hard to find a short shifter for a MB Miata. A lot of the ones out there are for NA Miatas, and I think you might have to modify it for it to fit inside a MB Miata. So if you guys know of any short shifters for a 1999 or, you know, MB Miata, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to buy one of the NA ones and kind of just modify it. So that's definitely something I'm gonna do soon here, probably within the next couple weeks. Now on to the next thing is I want to try to tint the windows all by myself. Now I got the 370Z windows tinted by some guy. I believe it was, I don't know, 150, maybe 200 bucks, somewhere around there. So it wasn't too expensive, but I do kind of just wanted to see how it is to do it your own, and I think the Miata is pretty easy to do. It's just the two windows in the front and the small ones on the side, and then the back one. Now the back one I'm a little bit worried about because it has some black stuff on there from the previous owner, so I'm gonna have to get back there with like a razor blade or something and scrape it off. But that'll be definitely an experimental video you guys will probably see within a couple weeks here. Now this next mod, I know not a lot of people are gonna like or agree with, but for some reason, guys, I absolutely love the look of swan neck spoilers. Now personally, I do like swan neck spoilers a little bit better on S2000s, but I've seen a couple people put them on their Miatas. Now they are pretty big, and I mean, it is functional if you're doing it right, but I just absolutely love the look of it. It's, like I said, it's a little bit big, but when you take a picture from the front of the car, it just looks so mean. You can see it popping out from the back, and I just absolutely love it. So I don't know if I'm actually gonna go with a swan neck spoiler, but those definitely have my, I just love it. I just love the way they look. But if I don't do that, I might just do something simple, just like a lot of people do, and just put a little ducktail spoiler just for looks. But let me know what you guys think about the swan neck spoiler. I really like it. So on to the next thing here is a rear bumper cut. Now I've seen a lot of people do these really clean, and it does make the Miata look a lot better in my opinion. So it is something I'm going to be doing. Now I might just experiment on the bumper I have right now, because if you guys didn't know, it is actually wrecked on the left side. So I could use that bumper kind of as an experiment, see how it goes, you know, learn a couple things before I do it on a actual legit bumper, so it would go a lot smoother. Now the reason I really do like this is because it opens up the tail end of the car and you can see the exhaust. You can also see that little bar right there. I forgot what it's called, sorry guys. So that brings me on to the next thing, which is some sort of exhaust. I haven't done too much research on exhausts. I mean, it's really hard to get a 4-cylinder to sound really good, but honestly, it is just something you kind of have to do. So I'm gonna look for something not super loud, something that's actually kind of functional, and something that looks nice. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys know of any exhausts that I could just slap on that thing. Now something I really do love is side skirts on Miatas. Now I've seen people do some really cool custom ones, so I might try to make my own custom ones. We'll see how it goes, or if I can find some really cool ones online. But I do think it completes the look of the car and it makes it look a lot nicer, a lot sleeker. Now moving on into the last two here is a stereo. For people that have watched this channel, they should know that the stereo that's in there was actually missing when I bought the car, so I do have to buy some sort of stereo. So I want to kind of get something modern I'm kind of looking into getting some sort of Apple CarPlay stereo, so that's probably going to be like $200. Now, the other thing that I'm possibly going to do is a new steering wheel. Now, the reason I'm so iffy about doing this steering wheel, guys, is that car is already not too safe, just the way it is. So if you take out the airbag, that makes it even less safe. So I know they sell some steering wheels with airbags in them that are aftermarket that actually look pretty cool. So I might end up going with that, or I might just end up just getting just a aftermarket steering wheel, because I do like the look of it. Just this whole safety factor is a little bit scary, especially in a car that small. So we'll see about that. I mean, I kind of learned from the Integra. The Integra steering wheel, the stock one, was god awful. It looks so dang ugly. So that's why I basically did it. But, you know, I was kind of like thinking the same thing. Like, if I get in a car crash in this thing, like, what's going to happen? I just have my seatbelt. That's it. So I don't know. We'll see about that, guys. I think I actually do have the hardware around here from the Integra. So I don't know if it could just basically bolt on there. I'll definitely replace the steering wheel that I had in the Integra. That thing was just a cheap eBay one. I think I paid like $30 for that. So I'll definitely get something a little bit nicer than that. But anyways, guys, that is basically it for this video. I just wanted to go over kind of my future plans for the Miata before we start building it and doing mod videos on it. So leave the video a like if you enjoyed it. Also, leave some comments down below on suggestions, and I'll definitely read those and reply to them as well. Subscribe if you're not already to follow the Miata build. I'm also going to be doing a couple of things to the 370Z. I don't want to do too much because, I mean, it's already clean. I don't want to kind of screw it up by putting like some cheap mods on it. So, and you know, the mods for that thing are pretty expensive. So I do like the Miata because it is kind of cheaper and easier to mod. So we'll still do a couple things to the 370Z, but not as many as compared to the Miata. So yeah, guys, that's it for today's video. Stay tuned for next week's video. It'll probably be the first mod on the Miata. With that said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.